Will Disney's live-action Aladdin be a complete disaster? There were reports that the film, directed by Guy Ritchie, had to do some reshoots in early August, even though the principal photography ended in January of that year. The reason for this? It turns out the powers that be didn't love the first cut of the film.
Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
There were a couple of points addressed in the reports about why they wanted to do reshoots. One reason was that they really want the film to do just as well as the live-action version of Beauty and the Beast starring Emma Watson as Belle. That's fair. Another reason was they really want to increase the role of the genie portrayed by Will Smith.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck!
That's understandable. Another reason was that they wanted more non-white actors to play the extras, since they'd received a lot of criticism for having white actors in makeup to look Middle Eastern. That's a problem. But this isn't exactly news. It was revealed back in January that white actors were being darkened to play the extras. And this isn't the first time that casting has been an issue for the film. The casting process for this film included known actors as well as newcomers. As stated in The Hollywood Reporter, they wanted a male lead in his 20s who can act and sing, especially someone of Middle Eastern or Indian descent. When I first read that, I thought, wow, they actually really care about the ethnic background of the actor. But then I took a second look. Of Middle Eastern or Indian descent? Those are completely different. Some of the known actors who were named in many of these reports were Dev Patel and Riz Ahmed. Dev Patel is a British actor of Indian descent, and Riz Ahmed is a British actor of Pakistani descent.
I need a job. I'll do pretty much anything. That's me.
Neither of them are Middle Eastern. This collapsing of Middle Eastern and Indian into one large category is discussed in Edward Said's Orientalism. One part of his analysis is how the East, or the Orient, has become one big region in which all the diverse cultures are generalized into one category and other to the West. In an article for the BBC entitled "The Aladdin Controversy Disney Can't Escape," they criticized this notion that the search would be difficult, especially considering there are more than enough multi-talented people in Bollywood and the Middle East. So this idea that the casting was such a struggle kind of seems like they were looking for a way out. But at the end of the day, I don't think the casting is the main problem for this film. As Khaled A. Bidun wrote in his opinion piece, the story of Aladdin is set up in a made-up place, and that place has all the stereotypes that you would expect from a story that takes place in the Middle East. As Bidun mentions, they ended up finding a Canadian actor of Egyptian descent to play the role of Aladdin. But does that really matter if the movie's filled with stereotypes? Some of these Orientalist stereotypes are very common to American cinema. Arabs are represented as barbaric, backwards, and different. So that worries me, as this movie is set smack dab in the middle of the Orientalist imaginary. Aladdin isn't new to controversy either. The 1992 animated film garnered a lot of heat because the opening song, Arabian Nights, has a line where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. But this changed for the video release, as Dr. Jack Shaheen, author of the TV Arab and Real Bad Arabs, and the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee protested against Disney.
Where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home.
So why is this the movie with Arabs we need right now? It's set in a fictional place that doesn't exist, and it absorbs all of these stereotypes about a generalized region of the East. The animated version of Aladdin had poor representations of Arabs that dealt heavily in stereotypes. Maybe the next big film about the Middle East should be more contemporary, more accurate, and less reliant on Orientalist imaginary and painful tropes. Backlashes towards films for these kind of practices can make or break your movie, even before the film is released. So if they're going to make a film about the Middle East, they should really think carefully about who and how they're going to tell that story. So what do you think? Agree, disagree? Let us know in the comments.